Their role in organizing the Abuja community in those days.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please be upstanding as we usher in the President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers to commence the event.
Good morning, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. May I humbly request that we all rise for the national anthem. Standing, we take the third stanza of the national anthem as our opening prayer. Together we pray, O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Amen. You may kindly be seated, please.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome every one of us to the third Engineer Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture, the 15th lecture in the series of Engineer Charles Mbanefo's lecture. And we are graced at this event with dignitaries who have come here to celebrate with us and grace this very, very wonderful event. Ladies and gentlemen, here present is the 34th President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the first female president in our society's 67-year history. Please let us put our hands together as we make welcome Engineer Margaret Aina Oguntala, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Present also at this event is a past president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. We have here present Engineer Tasiu Sahad Gidari Wudil, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, member of the National Institute, immediate past president of NSE. You are welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, present also at this event is a vice president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers in charge of asset management. Let us make welcome Engineer Rachel Uge, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Also present at this event is our host, the chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch. Let us put our hands together for Engineer Ahmed A.S.Y. Kutigi, MNSE. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here to honor one man who is a father, a mentor, a grandfather, and many things positive to our engineering profession. It is my distinguished honor and privilege to welcome to this event the wife of the honoree, Mrs. Irene Chinwe Ifenyinwa Mbanefo, the NSE Abuja. Let's put our hands together for her. Present also at this event is our guest lecturer. Let us make welcome Dane Dr. Saleh Nkem Aduku Bolujoku, OON F. NIM. She is the Chairman Governing Board, TITSAL Nigeria Limited, Group of Schools, Abuja. Let us put our hands together for her. Also present at this event is the representative of the Chief of Naval Staff, Commodore Mohammed Jubrila. Let's put our hands together for him. We also have here present a past Vice President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and past President of APWEM. Let us put our hands together as we welcome Engineer Valerie Ifueko Agberagba, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Also here present is the former Chairman of the National Assembly Service Commission. Let us put our hands together for a former Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Ahmed Kadi Amshi, FNSE FA Inch. We have here present also gracing this event, the National Chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Water Engineers, Engineer Joshua Titus Sanga, FNSE. You are welcome. Also present at this event, we have from the college where our honoree attended school, that is College of Immaculate Conception, the CIC Old Boys here present. Please, wherever you are, can you wave your hands? We welcome you. Also from the family of the honoree, we have architect Lloyd Mbanefo. Let's put our hands together for him. We have Barrister Al Ibuzo. You're welcome. Architect Raphael Ibuzo. We have Dr. Stella Nnozie. We have Professor Pamela Nwosu and her husband. Madam Anne Metu. And then there is a special group they call Friday Mocks Group. And that group is led by architect Cletus Umerie. Let's put our hands together for architect Cletus. We have also representing Julius Baja Nigeria Limited, Engineer Dr. Ahmed Ismaila. All past branch chairmen of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch. Ladies and gentlemen, just arriving is a past president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Kashim Abdul Ali, FNSE, FA Inch, MNI. I'm very sure if we can display the online participants, we'll have Engineer Ben Ositadima Oko, FNSE, the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Enugu State. So I will say congratulations to Abuja branch for that honored on us by the Governor of Enugu. We have here present past chairman of Abuja branch. I can spot Engineer Dr. Ezekiel B. Kuka, FNSE. Let's put our hands together for him. All past chairmen on the branch, the branch executive committee members here present, wave your hands wherever you are. You are welcome. The chairman of the planning committee, Engineer Chijoke Anyabolu, MNSE, and all members of the planning committee, all the corporate members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, all fellows of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, student members, families and friends of the honorees, the compatriot brass band, the distinguished media team, make way, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'll take some recognitions later for the ones I have missed. Thank you very much. Once again, I welcome you all to this event, and I will be anchoring this event. My name is Engineer Emmanuel Ejika, together with...
My name is Faith Oche. Welcome, everyone. So on behalf of the chairman of this occasion and our host, the chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch, it is my absolute honor and distinct pleasure to warmly welcome you to the third edition of the Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo Memorial Lecture, holding today at the National Engineering Center Auditorium, NSE headquarters in Abuja. As we continue to celebrate the life, the times and enduring legacy of a great engineering icon, Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo FNSE. Though he's no longer with us, his legacy continues to resonate within the engineering community and beyond. Today we gather not only to remember, but reflect, learn, and commit ourselves afresh to the ideals he stood for: excellence, integrity, and service. Engineer Charles was a founding member and first chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja branch and the 21st president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. He was a truly worthy ambassador of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and the engineering professional in general, who had a robust professional practice spanning decades of exemplary dedication to the tenets of the engineering profession. He was an epitome of humility and an embodiment of truth, who always preached a message of peace, love, and unity. Maya Angelou said, and I quote, "A great soul never dies. It brings us together again and again." And like the Bible says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 7a, the memory of the righteous is blessed. We thank everyone that has accepted the invitation to be here today. If you're here and you're delighted to be here, please give yourselves a round of applause. Good enough. Now turn to your neighbor seated on your left and on your right-hand side with a smile. Welcome them to this gathering. Thank them for being here. Very warmly with a smile. Thank you very much. Once again, we are most delighted to have each and every one of you join us here for this auspicious gathering. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Faith Oche. You didn't equally tell them to greet them in their various languages.
Please
just confuse the place. Use your language, Calabar, Igbo, whatever it is. Tell the person, welcome, oh, ekabo, no. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, I'd like to give us some safety tips. But before then, I welcome a director from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Adole AF. You are welcome, sir. For our safety tips for today, we just want to let you know that we do not... Do we have the video? Make way. Do you have the video for our safety tip? Okay, no. Next time we'll get that ready. Apologies. The NSE has a video that actually directs our safety. But since we don't have that, we may play it for you later. But then just know that we do not have any safety drills here today. So any alarm that you hear is the real one. And then our muster point is just at the car park where you parked your car. Ensure you check your neighbor and be sure you are all present at the muster point. If you would want to use the convenience, it's just behind us. You have, and to my right is the gents, and to my left, the ladies. We have two exit doors. You can see it boldly written, exit, that's where you came in through. We have another exit at the back. If you need anything, please, you can just talk to the ushers, talk to us, or any of the officers around. But please keep your items very safe. We are in an open environment. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, the program of event is on page 11 of your brochure. May I now invite for his welcome address the chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch, Engineer Ahmed A.S.Y. Kutigi, MNSE. Let's put our hands together for him as he comes up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Aina Oguntala, FNSE, and Chairman of the Council of NSE, who is the chairman of this occasion. The President of Koren, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubair Abubakar, ably represented by Engineer Dipo Mabogaji, the Deputy President, Engineer Ali A. Rabiu, who sent his apology, the past President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and past President of Koren, Engineer K.A. Ali, FNSC, MNI. Let me recognize only two, because I have two MNI and they are sitting together. So, the past President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Tasiu Saad Gidari Udil, the Vice President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Rachel Ogi, FNSC, the guest lecturer of today, I call her my mother, although all the time if she sees me, she says, you have changed. Dr. Dem Sally, you're welcome, ma. The representative of the Permanent Secretary of Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Engineer Christian, the representative of the Chief of Naval Staff, Commodore Muhammad Jibrila, the representative of the ES, Engineer Chooks, the past chairman of the Nigerian Society of Abuja branch here present, the past executive secretary and also the past chairman, National Assembly Civil Service Commission, Engineer Amshi, FNSC, Fellow Academy of Engineering. Please, the past president here, Engineer K. Ali, is a Fellow Academy of Engineering, because that is the highest thing you don't play with it. Because I can see my mother is calling me. I did not fulfill some of the righteousness. The family of Engineer Mbanefo, whom we are here to celebrate today, the list of protocol is too long. Let me pause here, and I'm very hopeful everybody will be recognized before we leave this place. Good morning, the esteemed guests, members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja branch, and most importantly, the family of late Engineer Charles Mbanefo, FNSC, in honor of whom we gathered here today. First and foremost, I extend a warm welcome to all our guests to this historic gathering with immense pleasure and a deep sense of responsibility. Your presence here today underscores the importance of this event, Third Engineer Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture, and the value you place on the engineering profession. You may recall that at 2022 on the 27th October, when our late father passed on, the lecture, Engineer Charles Mbanefo Lecture, was renamed to Engineer Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture. And the first edition held on the 6th July with a topic, Rising Immigration of Professionals and Impacts on Nigeria's Development, a case study of engineer. Professor Joy Ngozi Ezelo, OON FNSE, former United Nations Special Rapporteur on Trafficking in Person and Emeritus Dean Faculty of Law, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, gave that lecture. The second lecture Engineer Charles Mbanefo took place on the Wednesday, 10th July 2024, with a topic, The Engineer in the Nigerian Society, and the guest speaker was Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, CFR, former Minister of Education. Today we are here for the third Engineer Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture with a topic, Fixing Nigeria Through Strategic Leadership, Rule of Law, and Effective Governance, the Engineer in the Policy Space. And the guest speaker is Dame Dr. Sally Nkem Aduku Bolujoko, OON FNIM CINIM, Chairman Governing Board, Tistal Nigeria Limited, Group of Schools, Abuja, past President and Chairman of Council, Nigerian Institute of Management Chartered, and past Chairman Governing Board, Federal University of Port Harcourt Business School. Engineer Charles Mbanefo is a true hero of engineering and a hero of all times. His contributions have left an indelible mark on the landscape of engineering, particularly within the FCT and Nigeria. And his life serves as a beacon of inspiration for aspiring engineers and professionals across various fields. Mbanefo's career was characterized by a profound dedication to excellence, innovation, and the advancement of infrastructure, which significantly impacted the life of countless individuals, and so on. Let me cut that short because of time. We have it in our program. Now the topic of the day, fixing Nigeria through strategic leadership, rule of law, and effective governance, the engineer in the policy space. It's a paramount importance due to Nigeria's significant political and economic standing in Africa and globally. Nigeria, as the most populous nation in Africa and its largest economy, faces persistent challenges and hinders its potential, including pervasive corruption, insecurity, and underdevelopment. Strategic leadership is critical for articulating a clear vision, setting achievable goals, and mobilizing resources towards national development. Without visionary and ethical leadership, policy formulation and implementation often falter, leading to stagnation and public disillusionment. The rule of law forms the bedrock of a stable and practicable society, ensuring justice, protecting human rights, and fostering an environment conducive to investment and economic growth. Its absence or weak enforcement perpetuates impunity, erodes public trust, and discourages both domestic and foreign investment, thereby stifling economic progress. Effective governance encompassing transparency, accountability, and responsiveness is essential for efficient resource allocation, service delivery, and citizen participation. It ensures that public funds are utilized for the common good rather than diverted through corruption, and that government institutions were answerable to the populace. The inclusion of engineers in the policy space is particularly vital because their problem-solving methodologies, data-driven approaches, and technical expertise can provide practical and sustainable solutions to complex national issues, from infrastructure development to technological advancement and industrialization. Their analytical skills can help bridge the gap between policy conceptualization and practical implementation, ensuring that policies are not only well-intentioned, but also technically sound and feasible. Addressing these interconnected issues is fundamental for Nigeria to achieve sustainable development, improve the living standards of its citizens, and fulfill its role as a regional and global leader. The importance of Mbanefo lecture. This is an avenue where every year the Nigerian Society of Engineers, being the mother of the branches in FCT, gathered, and this public lecture always did as follows: honor the legacy of Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo, the 21st president and the 21st president of NSE and the pioneer chairman of NSE Abuja branch. Serves as a crucial platform for discussing pressing national issues and its impacts on development. Advocate for government policies that prioritize Nigerian engineers in project execution to boost local content and economic growth. Promote professional development, mentorship, and community engagement among engineers within Nigeria. I think among engineers and within Nigeria and outside Nigeria, our engineers are well recognized everywhere in the whole world. Highlights the critical role of engineering in addressing infrastructure deficit and fostering sustainable innovation. Encourage the creation of an enabling environment to retain skilled professionals and attract foreign direct investment. To this, let me conclude my speech. I am thanking all those who contributed to the success of this event, including sponsors, organizing committee members, and attendees. I am encouraging all of us to engage with the lecture content and to be inspired by Engineer Mbanefo's legacy to contribute positively to society and the engineering profession. May the Almighty Allah bless the Nigerian Society of Engineers. May the Almighty Allah bless you all. May the Almighty Allah bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you all.
I believe we can give him a better round of applause. Thank you very much, Engineer Ahmed Kutigi, for that warm and inspiring welcome. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm most delighted to welcome to the floor this morning a trailblazer and an inspiration to many, the 34th and the first female president and chairman in council of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, who is the chairman of this auspicious gathering this morning. With a resounding applause, please join me in welcoming to the floor Engineer Margaret Aina Oguntala, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers.
Seated. I welcome the Director General of NIBRI, Professor Dumas. You are welcome, please. Please find a seat somewhere close to me. I'd like to start by recognizing my predecessors here. And that's because this lecture is in honor of one of them, the 21st president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. And of course, it's also because of the impact that he has had, not just on the society, but on the lives of all of us. So I'd like to start by recognizing the presidents of the Nigerian Society of Engineers in the years 2008 and 2009. Engineer Kashim Abdul Ali, FNSE, FANG, MNI. He's also a past president of Koren. I'd also like to recognize the immediate past president of the society, Engineer Tasiu Saad Gidari Wudil, FNSE, MNI. I'd like to, of course, recognize the guest speaker of the day. Dame, it's good to see you again, ma. The last time I saw you was in a photograph at NIM when we paid a visit to the president at the time. And you were the immediate past president. Thank you, ma, for gracing this occasion. Now to the wife of the honoree, a woman who have come to love and respect for many years, for as long as I have known her. The relationship of her husband and her is one that I've tried to copy between my husband and I. The friendship that existed between both of them was enviable. And she's a very strong woman who has remained strong till today. A very lovable woman and a mother par excellence. And I will call her Engineeress. Engineeress Irene Chiwe Mbanefo. It's good to see you looking so beautiful, ma. The Chief of Naval Staff represented. All other courtesies duly and respectfully extended. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to be here with you today as the chairman of this year's edition of the Charles Mbanefo Distinguished Lecture Series, organized annually by the ever-dedicated Abuja branch of our great society. You may clap if you wish. Let me begin by commending the executive and the entire members of the NSE Abuja branch for their consistency and commitment to hosting this important lecture series year after year. Your efforts in sustaining this intellectual and professional tradition speaks volumes of your dedication to the values and vision of our society. The relevance of the lecture series. This lecture series holds a special place in our hearts as it honors our revered past president, a true icon of our profession, the late Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, a trailblazer whose life and legacy continue to inspire generations of engineers across Nigeria and abroad. Engineer Mbanefo was a symbol of excellence and ethical conduct, as well as a tireless advocate for the advancement of Nigerian engineering and engineers. He was steadfast in his call for increased deployment of local engineering capacity and the full integration of local content in national development. His ideas remain as relevant today as ever. The theme. This year's theme, Fixing Nigeria Through Leadership, Rule of Law, and Effective Governance, the engineer in the policy space, is timely, apt, and thought-provoking. It challenges us to reflect deeply on the evolving role of engineers beyond technical spaces and into the corridors of leadership, policy formulation, and national governance. We must continue to advocate for a Nigeria where engineers, in addition to building structures and systems, actively involve in shaping the policies that govern our infrastructure and economic development. And at this time, I'd like to add that we had a major breakthrough. The Nigerian engineer had a major breakthrough by the unanimous election of one of us as the national chairman of the ruling party, APC. The professor is an ICT expert who has brought so many transformational changes to the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. And so the party felt that it should become the national party chairman. Professor Netawe has proven, and I'm glad that Abuja branch, it's like Abuja branch knew what was going to happen, or Nigeria knew what Abuja branch was going to discuss today in the election of Professor Netawe. Of course, we acted promptly by paying him a courtesy visit. And I'm surprised that I saw on one of our platforms today that one of us said we should not be romancing politicians. So, if we do not romance politicians, how do we get involved in policy, in governance, and indeed in building this country that we are set to build as engineers? I'd also like to use this opportunity to congratulate all of us on the appointment of Engineer Benjamin Osita Oko, FNSC, a past chairman of this branch, as Commissioner, Honorable Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Enugu State. I'm sure that he did not get the appointment by building structures only. He also had to do some politics. So I'd like to urge all of you here to continue to represent us in the policy space, because that is the only way that we can remain on the table, because if you are not on the table, then you are part of the menu. Appreciation of the guest speaker. We are especially honored today to have as our guest speaker a distinguished woman of excellence, Dame Dr. Sally Nkem Aduku Bolujoko, OON, the Chairman Governing Board of TITSAL, Nigeria Limited Group of Schools. Despite her very tight schedule, she has graciously accepted our invitation to speak to us today. Dame, we are truly grateful for your presence and your support to our cause. We thank you most sincerely. And here is my charge to participants. To all our participants, both physical and virtual, I say a very big thank you for turning out in large numbers. Your presence is the evidence of the importance of this auspicious event and the collective desire to engage in meaningful discourse about the future of our country. As we proceed with today's lecture and engagements, I urge everyone to contribute actively and constructively. Let us share insights and challenge ourselves to think differently. The International Engineering Conference and Annual General Meeting. As I close, allow me to invite you all to the upcoming 2025 International Engineering Conference and Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, which is scheduled to hold from 1st to 5th December 2025 at the International Conference Center, University of Ibadan, Oyo State. The theme of the conference is Engineering Innovation for a Sustainable Blue Economy. This is a highly significant and forward-looking theme, especially as Nigeria intensifies efforts to harness the potential of its vast marine resources. We are expecting over 6,000 participants, including engineers, policymakers, academics, industry leaders, and entrepreneurs, particularly from the marine, oil and gas, trade, and security sectors. One of the highlights of the event will be a grand exhibition where innovators and industry players will have the opportunity to showcase cutting-edge technologies and solutions shaping the blue economy. For more details, kindly visit the conference website, which is www.conference.nsc.org.ng for registration, sponsorship, and the full program. And better still, kindly download the members app through which you can access the registration portal as well as pay your subscription. And talk of subscription, I'd like to remind all engineers here that the financial year of the Nigerian Society of Engineers started on 1st July. And that means that if you have not paid your dues till today, the 30th, you are owing the Nigerian Society of Engineers. You do know that we rely on your subscription to be able to carry out the activities and indeed the mandate and objectives of the society. So as responsible members, I urge you all to kindly pay your dues promptly. And on this note, I'd like to wish everyone very fruitful engagements and impactful deliberations. God bless the Nigerian Society of Engineers. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for that wonderful address. Why am I feeling like I'll be pronounced commissioner very soon? The indicators are clear. Engineer Ben Ositadima Oko was my mentor, my friend, my Oga at the top. And here we have a stakeholder from the Kogi State, our past president, Engineer Kashim Abdul Ali, FNSE, FA Inch, MNI. So who says I will not be commissioner? Please put your hands together for me. And the IPP pronounced me commissioner for energy, Kogi State, this morning. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to our event. But before then, I'd like to recognize here in our midst a past chairman of the Abuja branch of NSE and former executive secretary of the Federal Capital Development Authority, Engineer Umar Gambo Jibir, FNSE, FA Inch, OON. You are welcome, sir. Seated just by his side is equally a past vice president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and past chairman of the branch, Engineer Felix Obiora Nwankwo, FNSE. We have here also from Kutigi Science College Old Boys Association. The president is here with us. Let us make welcome Engineer Abdurrahman Mohammed, FNSE, President, Kutigi Science College Old Boys Association. So Engineer Kutigi, they say your root is here. We have also here present the Director General of the Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute, Engineer Professor Samson Duna, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Professor, you are welcome. We have also a past Vice President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and past Chairman of the Abuja branch here present, Engineer Yakubu Ali Garba, FNSE. You are welcome. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we equally appreciate all who are joining us online. You are welcome, and we appreciate you for your time and presence. We will now take the first hymn, and the hymn is on page 44 of our program. Can we please be upstanding as the compatriot brass band lead us through the hymn, When Peace Like a River.
You may all. So we're going to carry out a quick exercise before we dive into the next item on the agenda. So do I have Edika on standby? So we're going to go around. If you had to describe the late engineer Charles Mbanefo in one word, what would that be? So quickly, if you had to describe him in one word, what would that be?
Kind.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Let's have the next person.
Benevolent.
Dedicated.
Beautiful. We have some more hands behind.
Dependable.
Great.
Hardworking.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, darling.
Immaculate.
Great.
A marvelous father.
Wonderful.
Wise.
Great.
Passionate.
Well, that's very heartwarming. Thank you.
A prime mover.
We can say that again. Thank you very much.
He's a mentor.
Thank you very much.
Integrity.
That's great. Let's have, yeah.
Enduring.
That's wonderful. Absolutely.
Leadership.
Yeah. Great.
Unshakable.
Wonderful. Let's have one more behind and that'll be it. Okay?
Loving.
Wow, you can see that again. Great.
A goal-getter.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Compassionate.
Yeah, thank you.
Was a disciplinarian.
Well, you can see that's great.
Professional.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have two more and that'll be it. I'm sure everyone here has a word to say about him.
Exceptional.
Okay. Ejika, let's come right back. Yeah, thank you.
The last one. Nationalist. Just look at his friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's celebrate our father once again. We can do that better. Thank you so much. So these are the kinds of words that shape a legacy. And today, we celebrate and learn from one. Next, we take a moment to revisit the life and legacy of the man in whose honor we are gathered. Please sit back as we present a brief video documentary on the life and times of Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo. Media, please.
There are angels all around. They are wherever you find me. So be still, don't make.
It was Abraham Lincoln that said to his fellow Americans in 1862, and I quote, "Fellow citizens, we cannot escape history. We will be remembered in spite of ourselves. No personal significance or insignificance can spare one or another of us. The fiery trial through which we pass will light us down in honor or dishonor to the latest generation." End of quote. Such is what history will remember Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo, FNSE, a man who came, saw, and conquered. Be it in his immediate life or in the engineering sphere, no doubt, Engineer Mbanefo started off with the purpose to serve and be of immense help to humanity, a gesture that has written his name in the sands of time and will continue to resonate even after he is long gone. This is simply an incontrovertible fact, as his works give a historical account of his life and his personality. He was a distinguished and eloquent leader with a great baritone voice. He was a man of great moral disposition, which helped to set the standard for excellence and discipline among his followers in his entire varied career. His name will continue to be a household name among many who have worked with him or encountered him during his illustrious career. His uprightness, character and quality is known to all and sundry. Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo, FNSE, was born in Onitsha on April 16, 1941, to the family of Chief Isaac Anyebuka Mbanefo and Mrs. Ezelagbo Mbanefo. Charles Mbanefo hails from Odojele village of Onitsha in Onitsha North local government area of Anambra State. He had his primary education at St. Joseph Primary School, Onitsha, and attended the prestigious College of the Immaculate Conception, CIC Enugu, for his secondary education. At CIC Enugu, he won many sporting laurels in field and track events and was also the school captain. In 1961, young Charles Mbanefo left for the United Kingdom, where he completed his A-levels at the Wood Newton Private School in Banbury Cross, UK. He proceeded to Glamorgan Poly in South Wales, United Kingdom, where he graduated with HND in Civil Engineering. Thereafter, he gained admission into the prestigious University of Ottawa in Ontario, Canada, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in Civil Engineering and subsequently a master's degree in Foundation Engineering. Engineer Mbanefo began his distinguished and distinctive engineering career as a pupil engineer with the Glamorgan Country Council, South Wales, United Kingdom. His rich experience in construction was garnered at Michelle Construction, UK, and Calavino Incorporated Construction, Ontario, Canada, while his ingenuity in design was acquired at Thomas White Consulting, UK, J.R. Richard Consulting, Ontario, Canada, and Tro, Ontario, Canada. He was also very conspicuous in the academic arena and was a lecturer in the Department of Civil Engineering, Algonquin Poly, Ottawa, Canada. In 1979, Engineer Charles Mbanefo met the then Emir of Zazzau, His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Shehu Idris, CFR, who was on an official visit to Canada. The Emir persuaded him to return to Nigeria and contribute towards the development of the new Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Almost at the same time, he met Adamu Muhammad Bulkajoa, a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria from Bauchi North Senatorial District, who also appealed to him to return home and contribute his quota in the nation building. Because of his patriotism and love for his motherland, he answered the clarion call and returned to Nigeria in 1982. Upon his return, Engineer Mbanefo joined the services of the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, as a principal engineer in 1982 and served the nation meritoriously till his retirement as a deputy director in 2001. During his working career with the Federal Capital Development Authority, Abuja, Engineer Mbanefo was in charge of design. He did the vetting and approval of structural drawings and supervised the construction of some major districts and monumental edifices in the Federal Capital Territory. Some of the projects in the FCT that attest to his legendary engineering prowess include the Aso Villa, the National Assembly Design Stage, the Supreme Court, the Federal Secretariat, the National Stadium, the International Conference Center, the National Mosque, and the Transcorp Hilton. Engineer Mbanefo also worked on district areas of Abuja such as Maitama, Garkitu, Jabi District Design Stage, delivering engineering masterpieces which has continued to create an awe experience for residents and visitors in the capital city. For example, the original design of Maitama District had 5 bridges, but when Engineer Mbanefo took charge as the chief resident engineer for the project, he, alongside his team, displayed a mastery and prolific engineering finesse by removing 4 of the bridges, replacing them with culverts and underground drainage. They also introduced a dam along the Shehu Shagari Way, which people plied daily without noticing. Engineer Charles Mbanefo was also involved in the establishment of the Development Control Unit of FCDA and also served in many FCTA and national committees, including the Conservation of Environment Regulatory Commission that took him around the country and finally birthed the Federal Environmental Protection Agency, FEPA, and later metamorphosed into the present Federal Ministry of Environment. Engineer Mbanefo was a registered professional engineer of Ontario, Canada, a current registered engineer, a member of the Canadian Geotechnical Society, and a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Engineer Mbanefo was instrumental in the establishment of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch in 1984 and became the founding chairman of the branch, the primus inter pares. His service to the Nigerian Society of Engineers at the national level began in 1988 when he was elected an ex-co member. In 1993, he was elected as one of the 3 vice presidents of the NSE. He was re-elected as vice president in 1994 and 1995. And in 1996, he was also elected unopposed as the deputy president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Engineer Charles Mbanefo, FNSE, became the 21st president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers in 1998, thereby maintaining his family's distinguished professional tradition, just like his brothers, Architect Frank Nwabora Mbanefo, FNIA, past president, Nigerian Institute of Architects, NIA, and Architects Registration Council of Nigeria, ARCON, and Ambassador Chief Arthur Christopher Ezegbunam Mbanefo, CON, MFR, FCA, Diodu III of Onitsha, past president, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN. As NSE president, Engineer Mbanefo took the practice of engineering to the grassroots and visited all NSE branches. Engineer Mbanefo, in his lifetime, attended many engineering workshops, seminars and conferences, and made many presentations in local and international arenas. Engineer Mbanefo was a very active member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and was a member of the council for 34 consecutive years until his passing at the ripe age of 81. Despite his active professional life, Engineer Mbanefo made time for his religious and philanthropic activities and was involved in establishing and building the Catholic Church in the FCT. From Garki to Wuse, Life Camp, Karashi to Buari, Kuje to Gwagwalada, Kwali to Abaji and others. He was also actively involved in cultural activities and held the traditional title of Wamulunamma Onitsha. He has also received numerous honors from many professional bodies, institutions, churches, communities and associations, including the NSE Presidential Merit Award and the NSE Abuja Branch Life Membership Honors Award. In 2011, the Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja Branch named the Abuja Engineer Distinguished Lecturer as Engineer Charles Mbanefo Distinguished Lecturer in his honor for his great role in reshaping the course of engineering practice in Nigeria. Mentoring young engineers was his passion. His mission was to advance great causes, and he never relented. Whenever there was any form of injustice, he sought to right it. Wherever there was cruelty, he fought a war against it. He was always the unifier, never a divider. Where others would speak a hasty word or acted in anger, he was the patient one, seeking to heal and bring together. He fought a noble cause and lived his life in pursuit of a better life for all. He never sought individual glory, never demanded recognition, never got intoxicated by the trappings of power, and most importantly, never forgot that he was a mere servant of the people. He had a physical and moral precision of mind, which enabled him, all through his varied career, to rise far above the ordinary levels of his generation. This alone stood him tall in the verdict of history. As Bob Marley succinctly put it, the greatness of a man is not in how much wealth he acquires, but in his integrity and his ability to affect those around him positively. For this reason, Engineer Mbanefo has been described as a paragon of virtue and the rare jewel of both the current and future generations of engineers. Engineer Charles Mbanefo was a family man. The atmosphere in his home is the sweet fruit of his life of struggle and sacrifice. His married life portrays and exemplifies the peace he exudes in his own life. He maintained a unity of purpose with the wife of his youth, Irene Chinwe Ifeyinwa Mbanefo. Charles and Irene as a couple, a story of love, a unity of such deep friendship and mutual respect. A personal and unique partnership that lasted more than 4 decades. Their marriage was blessed with 3 children, Elizabeth, Yvonne, Charles Jr., and grandchildren. Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo FNSE Nwambulunama was an unusual personality of multiple and variegated credentials, an extraordinary, quintessential star in the intellectual firmament, a charismatic leader, an epitome of a godly servant, an embodiment of an academic genius, an encyclopedia of maturity, a repository of wisdom, a monument of excellence. And in the definitive nature of this very moment, we can say, with every sense of dignity and responsibility, that Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo came, saw, and conquered.
Wow. Let's put our hands together once again for him. That's the documentary of Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo Nwa Mulunama Onitsha. We miss him. He's everything you have said together and a professional par excellence. May God continue to rest his soul. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, that documentary, the original version, is actually about 40 minutes. We just gave you the abridged version. The Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja branch will make available a link for every one of us to be able to watch the full version. That will be communicated in due time. Thank you very much. We now continue to the program of events. We shall now go to the lecture proper. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest lecturer for today will be talking on the topic, Fixing Nigeria Through Strategic Leadership, Rule of Law, and Effective Governance, the engineer in the policy space. Let us put our hands together as we welcome to come up stage for her citation our guest lecturer for today, Dame Dr. Sally Nkem Aduku Bolujoku, OON FNIM. Let's put our hands together for her as she comes up. We'll just take. No, I'll just read. Okay, can we have the citation displayed, please? We'll just take a summary of it as we quickly go to the lecture in 20 minutes. All right. Dame Dr. Sally Nkem Aduku Bolujoku, OON FNIM CNIM. She is the Chairman Governing Board, TITSAL Nigeria Limited Group of Schools, Abuja. She is equally past President and Chairman of Council, Nigerian Institution of Management, Chartered and past Chairman, Governing Board, Federal University of Port Harcourt Business School. She has written a lot of leadership books, and she's the author of The Eye of Politics in Nigeria, Leading Without Title, Women in Leadership, a handbook on student industrial work experience scheme, amongst others. And she has equally presented so many papers, one of which is Strategic Thinking and Organizational Leadership, Improving Performance in Leading Organization, Strengthening Secondary Education and Challenges in Nigeria, Nigerians Vision 2020, Education and Human Capital Development in Northern Nigeria, amongst many others. She has received a lot of awards, one of which is Officer of the Order of the Niger, OON, for her meritorious service to the nation, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. She has received the Chris Abebe Award 2009, the highest award of the Institute in recognition of selfless service to the Institute, that is Nigerian Institute of Management. Also, she has received honorary award and merit in 1998 in appreciation of selfless service given by Egbira people in Nigeria towards the unity and development of Egbira Ozoza Club of Kogi State, the Egbira. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our guest speaker for today, Dame Dr. Saleh Nkem Adoku Bolujoku Efni. The lecture will be for 20 minutes. Thank you.
Wow, that's good. I've become an engineer today. Please prepare to give me my paraphernalia as an engineer. Honorary one. Which one works? Which one works? Okay. Madam President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, my very amiable friend, a strong woman, a trailblazer, and one that speaks to power. She's not afraid of talking to us, talking to Nigerians. And that's my admiration for her. I want to recognize the chairman of Abuja branch of Nigerian Society of Engineers and all the past chairmen of that branch. I want to recognize all the council members of Nigerian Society of Engineers here. And I recognize the representative of the Chief of Naval Staff. I want to recognize the council members of Nigerian Institute of Management who followed to this place. If you are here, you can just stand up and take a bow. Thank you so much for being here. I want to recognize the fellows of the Institute who came along this morning. And if you are here, take a bow. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you, sir. The protocol of the Society of Engineers is a bit different from our protocol. And you can agree with me that it's very lengthy. And I want to crave your indulgence respectfully to start the lecture on the basis of the protocol they have established this morning. And by doing that, I won't mess the protocol up. One, and I will be your friend as I live here. Thank you so very much. Your friendship is very important to me. I don't want to get after this. Oh, she didn't even remember me. No. I remember all of you. Somehow I can see all the faces here from this vintage position. Now let me thank the Abuja branch of this Society of Engineers for asking me to come today to share my thoughts with you. I appreciate it very much. I understand you are the first among equals. And so when you call me, it gives me a special value that I'm standing before a very good chapter, branch. I encourage you to continue to do what you are doing. The idea of recognizing a past president is sometimes novel. Nigerians don't recognize good people, a humble person who doesn't make noise. And for you to recognize somebody who is humble, who is epitome of all the virtues the profession stands for, it shows you too, you are geared to serve this nation. And you can give yourself a round of applause. We have heard the reason, we have heard the importance of having this kind of gathering, knowledge sharing, commemoration of good life. And you know what? It motivates younger engineers. As you do it year after year, younger engineers will be inspired to do more and to do better. So I thank you so very much. I want to congratulate the family of Charles Mbanefo. That family is a very noble one, we can see. And I'm happy the wife is my friend. I want to thank her for choosing a good man as her husband. Yeah, not all of us have good sense to choose good husbands. So I congratulate you for choosing Charles as your husband. And I know all he achieved, you were beside him to support him. If you gave him stress, he won't have the confidence to speak among equals. So I appreciate you and your sisters and your brothers and your mother, who is about 97, still going strong and supporting you and her children. I want to also congratulate Engineer Osita Oko. My governor has appointed him as Commissioner for Works. And you know, my governor listens. He listens to us professionals, and I thank God for him. I want to recognize Ambassador Ejike Eze, actually representing my governor today. I thought my governor would just be missing and not be represented, but he remembered. I want to recognize you. You can take a bow. Before, you know, if you are above 70, you will be carrying a piece of paper. Yeah. Before I'm done with appreciations, I want to plead with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to recognize Engineer Charles Mbanefo posthumously with a national honor, a high national honor, the one they call FC what? GCOR. That's the last one. Please, Mr. President, I know you like excellence. You are a man who pursues professionalism. I plead with you to recognize Charles Mbanefo posthumously with this, the highest national honor we have in this country. I haven't seen, yeah? I haven't seen any other man who has contributed to the development of Nigeria, development of the Nigerian infrastructure, like Charles Mbanefo. All the key buildings we have, federal government buildings we have today standing and speaking for excellence and durability, were supervised by this singular man. In building this federal capital, he designed the districts. Now tell me, some of us have OON, some of us have OOZ, and you wonder what we did. You wonder how far we performed. So, Mr. President, this will be a worthy service to Nigeria. I ask those of you who are close to the corridors of power, like the Chief of Naval Staff, he goes to the Wednesday executive meeting, that will be a good AOB for him, and Nigeria will remember him forever. Now, my topic is fixing Nigeria through strategic leadership, rule of law, and effective governance. The engineer in the policy space. You know, sociologists talk about self-fulfilling prophecy. You give somebody a topic that has answered the questions. So what do you want? You've answered the question. You fix Nigeria if you have strategic leadership. You fix Nigeria if we have rule of law. If we have rule of law, there won't be corruption. Rule of law cancels corruption in any clime. No corruption when the rule of law is working. When we have election and the court say this is bad, and it is bad truly, and not see good and say good is bad, there will be no corruption. The will of the people will be there. If you go to the office, your quotation is not good, they don't give you the job. There is no corruption. If you do good job, the law says, me, I'm the engineer, come and sign that this job is good, and I say it's good and it is good. There will be no corruption. So you answered your question, engineers. What? You didn't need me to come. And if there is effective governance, everything will work. There can be no this light going off. Effective governance. Schools will be clean. Effective governance. Somebody sent me a video of a university. Every place is dilapidated. No painting, no cutting grass. Will President Bola Tinubu go and cut grasses in our schools and colleges? Effective governance. Immediately, these three things are put together. Engineers, you didn't need me to come here. Because the topic is self-fulfilling by itself. Wonderful topic as it is, I'm telling you. So I'm praying that God will help us to achieve this. Because if we do, that will be it. Is this my first page? Because I see continued. People? Okay, comfortable. So I welcome you all, distinguished colleagues. You know, now I'm an engineer, you remember? I welcome you all, distinguished colleagues. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, because I'm an eaglet in the engineering profession. I deserve rounds of applause until I grow. Yeah. Yeah. So I greet you all, my colleagues, esteemed guests and leaders of the engineering profession. It is both an honor and a challenge, indeed, to stand before you today to speak on a topic that is both timely and necessary for the future of our country. Fixing Nigeria through strategic leadership, rule of law, and effective governance. The engineer in the policy space. Nigeria is a country of immense potential, We are blessed with resources, human and material, yet we continue to struggle with underdevelopment, poor infrastructure, consistent policy and systems inefficiency. The question before us today is not whether Nigeria can rise, but how. And more importantly, who will lead the way? Because rise, we have to rise. Because children are being born every day, and we can't continue this way. We have gathered here as engineers, problem solvers, nation builders, and architects of progress. Yet when we look at Nigeria, we see nation grappling with infrastructure decay, uncoordinated policies, leadership shortfall. Despite your technical expertise, engineers remain largely absent from the spaces where decisions that shape Nigeria's future are made. Why is this so? And what can we do to change the situation? The answer lies in a combination of strategic leadership, rule of law, and effective governance. But more importantly, it lies in who will be in the room where policies are being made. It is time to bring the engineer into the policy space. You agree with me? The president agreed, and she's supporting you to march onto the policy space. Let's begin with the reality. Nigeria's governance system has failed to optimize and utilize the vast talent and technical expertise available in the country. Instead, they are serving other nations. Nigerians are all over the world making waves in inventions. You can't count them now. You can't count them. One engineer sent me a long list of inventions Nigerians are making in the world. And you know what? Nigerians are competing with Israel in the number of inventions they are making to bring progress in the world, but not in Nigeria. And so weak infrastructure, poor planning and execution of policies and contracts, all of these are fueled by corruption. Contracts are awarded without due technical assessment, leading to cost overruns and abandoned works. That is common here. Every government will abandon the project of the previous government, and they discard them, stalling long-term development, duplicating efforts, and making Nigeria sometimes a laughing stock to the nations around us. You just sit down and listen to Ghanaians talk about Nigeria. They say we are big for nothing. Ghanaians. Remember, we fed them for a while. But when they talk about us now, you will be ashamed. Corruption and inefficiencies abound. Many regulations exist, but enforcement is weak, allowing substandard practices to flourish. When I was in Presidential Council, PAC, Presidential Advisory Council, President Jonathan asked us to take all the papers of all the departments, agencies, and ministries and study them and proffer pathway to solving the problems of Nigeria. They all submitted their papers, and we had our subcommittees share all the papers. And the chairman, General Danjuma, said we take 6 weeks to study all the papers and return. We did. And when we came back, committee after committee reported that there was no need to reinvent the wheel. The documents were wonderful. we can export those documents to growing nations and they will become world class. So our problem is what? Execution. No willpower, no political power. We don't have the willpower to execute ours, and the politicians don't have the willpower to allow the right things to happen. I came in here and this whole place was clean, very clean. Can you say that of our ministries? Have you climbed the stairs to go to some of our ministries? Have you seen their chairs like this? And nobody bothers? Are you telling me that we don't have, as I sit, a director? I cannot say clean this place. These chairs aren't good. Replace them or put them well. Come on. We, all of us, are our problems. Because the little we can do, we don't do them. And let me tell you, what makes us good are the little things, not the big things. The little things. How come our primary schools, you can't enter the classroom is stinking? Some classes have 2-3 classes being taught in one space in a country that carries oil and gives people dollars for gifts. Now, my headmaster when I was young used to clean our school. We use stones to do landscaping, and we pour whitewash on them. If you come in to meet him and a school is out of order, a stone is out of order, you didn't return it, when you get to him, he would beat you to say, go back and put that stone in order. What's happening today? Or do we want politicians to come to the classroom? How come private schools are doing well? How come they are painting their houses? And we can't do the public one well? Trouble day here. And all of you rise today to make up your mind to contribute what you can, because Nigeria is ours. True. Because if you don't do, that's corruption. Somehow we don't recognize corruption anymore. If you are not corrupt self, you are the one, they say you don't know what you are doing. Corruption becomes a way of life. Who will we bequeath Nigeria to? Corrupt generation? God forbid. Limited technical representation in governance. They will sit there as lawyers and award contracts to build roads. Can you imagine that? Lawyer, administrator, medical doctor, because the permanent secretary for education would be a medical doctor. You see, a medical doctor is sitting, will be permanent. Yeah. Professor Jibril Aminu was the minister when I was entering the service. And he will sit down there and talk what we have in the classroom. So you see, that's the problem. Policies affecting power, roads, housing, and industrialization are too often made without the engineer, the scientists, and the urban planners in the room. Wrong plans will yield wrong results. That's the issue. At the heart of these issues is a fundamental gap, a disconnect between technical expertise and governance. Engineers are trained to solve problems methodically and efficiently, yet they are missing from the policy table, where these solutions are most needed. In order to bridge this gap, Nigerian engineers should reposition themselves, not just as builders of infrastructures, but as builders of policy, institutions, and governance structures. Now, strategic leadership demands more than political ambition. The person must come with a vision that is beyond politics. Indeed, we want more leadership in our politicians than we want politics in them. They should shed politics and acquire more leadership so they can empower people and they can bring change to pass on this land. So there should be more. The strategic leadership demands more than political ambition. It requires a clear evidence-based decision-making and the ability to mobilize resources and people towards long-term national goals. Engineers are trained to think long-term, to evaluate constraints, manage risks, implement practical solutions. Imagine if we had leaders who approach governance the same way you engineers approach engineering projects, by asking questions such as, what is the goal of a project? What is the data required for this project? What are the constraints? How do we deliver results? Nigeria does not suffer from a lack of ideas. We suffer from poor execution. And no one understands execution better than the engineers. Engineers, I'm not bribing you. You just need to rise and build this nation. History shows us that when engineers are involved in governance, society progresses rapidly. Let me share a few case studies to illustrate this point. The first one is Singapore, where engineers in government created a model city-state. There's now a Jegunle in Singapore. No slum, no Karimu. They created a neat nation from beginning because engineers were involved. In 1960, Singapore was a small, struggling nation with no natural resources. Today, it is one of the most advanced economies in the world. How did this happen? Technocratic governance. The Singaporean government ensured that its policies were informed by engineers, scientists, and urban planners. One of the most successful initiatives was the Housing and Development Board, HDB, which eliminated slums and provided high-quality urban houses with water security and transport. The Singaporean smart cities were developed by engineers working in government. Can you see? What is the lesson here? When technical experts take leadership roles, policy becomes data-driven, efficient, and sustainable. Case study 2, Germany, where engineering drives energy and industrial policy. Germany's energy transition policy is a masterclass in engineering-led governance. Engineers crafted policies that prioritize renewable energy, leading to one of the world's most successful clean energy programs. Through strong research institutions and collaboration between government and engineers, Germany has maintained industrial leadership while reducing environmental impact. The lesson here is that Nigeria's energy policy must be engineered and not legislated. Nigeria's energy policy must be engineered and not just legislated. We need experts like you at the table to craft long-term, scientifically sound solutions for our power and industrial sectors. Case number 3, China, where we have engineers-led economic and infrastructure expansion. For over 2 decades, China's government was led by engineers, including Jiang Zemin, Hu Jintao, and Premier with Jabo. These leaders applied engineering principles to governance, focusing on planning, execution, and efficiency. So what did they achieve? The world's largest high-speed railway network. They have 3 gorgeous dams that solve the problem of power and flooding in their country, as large as China is. They transformed Shenzhen into a global tech hub. America can't overtake them in digital technology. America can hold on to the dollar how long they may, but these people have come and they are overtaking. The lesson is this: when engineers influence policy, nations develop faster. Nigeria's infrastructural and economic deficit requires similar large-scale engineer-led planning. I hope you listen. You hearing me? Even though I'm an engineer, but remember, I'm only an eaglet. You have to be in front and I follow from now. The role of engineers, it is beyond technical skill. Thank God the president alluded to that, and I was happy. While these examples are inspiring, the real question is, how do we get there? For engineers to play a meaningful role in fixing Nigeria, you must think beyond your technical expertise and develop the skills necessary to participate in governance. I challenge every Nigerian engineer here today to do the following: develop leadership and communication skills. You cannot influence policy if you cannot communicate your ideas effectively. Learn beyond engineering, understand economics, law, and governance in order to participate meaningfully in decision-making. Join professional networks, be active in Nigerian Society of Engineers, and push for more engineering representations in government advisory boards. Today, I know that you have about 20,000 people enrolled in Nigerian Society of Engineers. Too few, because every year we graduate tens of thousands of engineers in Nigeria. Something must happen that you bring all your people on board, because then you can regulate them. Houses will not fall again, because they will be under regulation. But if they are not under regulation, they will be bringing shame to the profession. Are you hearing me? When I was coming, somebody sent me text, tell the engineers, let houses not fall again. I replied, I said to them, it is corruption, not the engineers. Engineer will tell them what to do, they say no. They want the cheaper way. When I left my building, because the engineer working it left for South Africa, we went back to site, and quickly, the FCDA engineers came and said, no, you can't mobilize without telling us. If you are going back to site, you must come and tell us. We went, we paid 150 mobilization fee. They came, they said, you pay another 350 for stability test. Then the artisan there said, Mommy, give us 100. We go and beg them. They won't do anything. We start work. I said, no, that language is important. Stability test. I'll go and pay it. Let them come and test. By the time they tested, all the 2 living rooms, 1 guest house, toilets and kitchen, they condemned. They brought beggar. Beggar had to shore the remaining spaces and scrape away all that. And we discovered they were using iron rods that were just like my finger. And they putting what they call biscuits to form columns, not rods. So, you see? And we started afresh to redo those. So people, I tell the man, I say it's corruption, not the engineers. You people want shortcut, not shortcut. Everybody should follow the shortcut, not the shortcut. And leave the engineers to do their jobs. After all, it's engineers who came and tell me you can't go back like that. Engineers will come and say, we will do this test. So I told the man, you don't know what I say. Advocate for engineering solutions in national discourse. Write, speak, and engage policymakers with data-driven solutions. Nigerian Institute of Management kept giving blueprints to President Yaradua, President Jonathan, until Niger Delta issue was solved. We beat our chest that we kept doing that, and we are still giving them blueprints. We have Academy of Management. You have Academy of Management, let them do research. Push their blueprints to government. Push it. Because we kept doing it, and one Wednesday executive meeting, President Goodluck said, this institute, there's something I want to do for them. Please, somebody, how can we honor this institute? They've given me a lot of data and information. The Postmaster General Musa Baba, that died in Mishap, put his hand up and said, look, in this country, we honor people with our stamp. Heroes are people we give our stamps and the things they know us for. Let's give their logo a stamp. Today, Nigerian Institute of Management logo is a stamp in Nigeria. Forget that we are not writing letters. Very soon, network marketing will be here, and they will be carrying goods around, like they are carrying in development countries. And then they will do many other things. Because in America, it's post office that gives you your passport. They will do many other things as we develop. They will bounce back in a bigger way. Societies develop. So if you go out there and see what the post office is doing, is coming here. It won't take 10 more years. And they are very busy. Now, pursue further education in policy and management. A master's degree in public policy, business administration, or engineering management can position you for leadership role. Please do that. You are in the century where multitasking, everything is involved. Go and get multi-education, multi-profession, and you will be part of what they are doing. The rule of law is the backbone of any thriving society. Where laws are weak or selectively applied, corruption thrives. Projects stall and public trust erodes. Engineers, by training and by ethics, operate within clearly defined rules and standards. Whether it is design, construction, or safety, your work is governed by accountability. We need the same culture in public institutions. Engineers in policy roles can champion better procurement systems, enforce building codes, and ensure that public funds serve public good. When rules are followed, development happens faster and lasts longer. Governance is not about bureaucracy, it is about delivery. It's about whether electricity flows, roads are maintained, hospitals function, and schools educate. Engineers are system thinkers. They diagnose problems, find root causes, and build sustainable solutions. If you want power, talk to the engineers. If you want water, talk to the engineers. If you want a working digital economy, talk to the engineers. You don't clap for yourself? Okay. Because, most importantly, if you want policies that translate into real development, you must invite engineers to the conversation. Strengthening Nigerian Society of Engineers. All of you here can see hold offices, very strategic offices in this society. For engineers to truly influence governance, the NSE must evolve. It must be more than a professional body. It must become a powerful institution that shapes national policy. Here is what you must do. Establish formal partnership with the government to ensure that engineering expertise guide national projects. create policy advisory units within the NSE to publish research and influence legislation, mentor young engineers and create leadership training programs, advocate for STEM education and research funding to ensure Nigeria produces globally competitive engineers. If you want to fix Nigeria, you cannot afford to be passive. You must demand a seat at the table and ensure that your profession has a say in the policies that shape the future. Recruit your engineers from graduation in the university. Link up with universities as quickly as you can. Visit them, courtesy visits. So when they are graduating, they are registering, and we are beginning their training to join the mainstream. I don't know what you call them, graduate engineers? Recruit them from the university, because many of them are outside the fold. You can't have about 20,000 people. Too small, because it means that tens of thousands are outside the fold, and they are causing trouble. And when you bring many more of them, the nation will benefit. STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that's what the world is doing, developed world. But in Nigeria here, our government doesn't care because their children are not there. A child in junior school is taking about 16 papers. Mrs. Mbanefo, that's not what... 16 papers, minimum 40. What is he studying like that? I've been writing for us to review this. I've been writing for us to review this curriculum, and they will not listen. When I was in presidential task team on education, I wrote memos for us to return history to our schools, moral education to our schools. Fortunately, the chairman, Professor Pai Obanya, agreed with me and put my memo forward. That is the reason why it was gazetted by President Jonathan. And today we are teaching history, at least since 2 years, but we have no history books. I went home to look for the ones I used. Termites finished them. I'm from a village. So people, we all have to walk our beat so that this nation, Society of Engineers, gone for STEM education for this country. Son, thank you, I'm finishing. This is not about turning every engineer into a politician. It is about expanding your influence. It is about learning the language of policy making, governance, economics, and applying your technical minds to national problems. We need engineers in the parliament, on regulatory boards, in ministerial advisory boards, teams, and we need them in documenting white papers, crafting legislation, and holding leadership accountable. To get there, you must invest yourselves, not just in technical training, but in leadership training, communication, and policy engagement. Your professional bodies must take the lead in encouraging political participation and policy advocacy among engineers. Conclusion. Madam President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria's future depends on strategic leadership, adherence to the rule of law, and effective governance. But for these principles to work, they must be built on a foundation of technical expertise and data-driven decision-making. This is where you as engineers and me as an engineer come in. Yeah. You can no longer afford to be spectators in the arena of national development. No, no. You must step forward as leaders, policy influencers, and problem solvers. You have to step forward. Push yourself. They won't call you because you don't have their values. That has to keep giving them papers, data-driven papers and decisions, they recognize you one day. To the young engineers in this room, do not limit yourselves to technical excellence alone. Expand your vision, engage in policy discussions, and shape the future of your profession. I hope you are hearing. All of you young engineers like myself today, we have to do this. We have to expand our vision. We have to engage in policy discussions and shape the future of our profession. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Dame Dr. Sally Nkem Aduku Bolujoko, for that insightful and thought-provoking lecture. Your perspectives have not only enriched today's discourse, but have also challenged us to reflect deeply on the role of engineers in shaping Nigeria's future. We sincerely appreciate your time, intellect, and valuable contribution to this important occasion. Please give her a round of applause once again. On that note, I would like to call up to the floor the chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja branch to make quick presentations. Engineer Ahmed, please.
Thank you very much, our mother. Please, Madam President, can you assist us in doing this before she go back to her seat?
I'd like to say something before I present the plaque. This lecture couldn't have been more impactful, thought-provoking, and fun. You agree with me? So can we all now give her another round of applause? Dame, just a little correction. On our database now, we have about 67,000 members. So that means we are on the right track, right? Thank you. And we shall continue to do exactly and more of what you have advised us to do. Thank you very much, Ma, for the thought-provoking lecture. And so, on behalf of Abuja branch, the Abuja branch of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, I have the pleasure and great honor of presenting this plaque to you. Dame Dr. Sally Nkem Aduku Bolujoko, OON, FNIM, CNIM, Chairman Governing Board, TESOL Nigeria Limited Group of Schools, Abuja, for being the guest lecturer at the 3rd Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture, today, the 30th day of July, year 2025. Congratulations. And then your paraphernalia of engineer will come later. Call the next person.
I think President is the next person. President is the next person. Thank you. Please, the family of our honoree, Mama, please, you can step up for this. Okay, please, the family member can also join her. Yes, ma'am. That mic, the one we're holding the mic.
Can we have some quiet, please? This is a time when we honor the honoree. So I'd like for us to have some quiet. It gives me great honor. And it is with a deep sense of responsibility and humility that I present this award, this posthumous award, to Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo, FNSE, the founding chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja branch, and the 21st president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. At the third Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture, today, the 30th day of July, year 2025. It's also an emotional time for me, because it's one man that I wish was alive today to see me here on this podium as the president of NSE. So,
Is it okay? She will be the last. Okay. Please, okay. No. Okay. You can go back. There will be a session for photograph. Yes, definitely. There's enough time for photograph. Thank you. Please, the representative of Chief of Naval Staff, Commando Muhammad Jibrila, please come forward.
On behalf of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja branch, I have the honor of presenting this plaque to you, to the Nigerian Navy, actually, for your immense support to the 3rd Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture, today, the 30th day of July, year 2025. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
The Nigeria Communications Commission, please. NCC.
On behalf of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja branch, I present this to you, the Nigerian Communications Commission, for your immense support to the 3rd Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture, today, the 30th day of July, year 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you, Engineer Dr. Amadu Ismaila Jilos Beja. Is he around? He has gone. Wow, okay, no problem. Who is the next? Who is this one? The guest of honor, the president of Koren, my registrar, sir. No, you will do your part.
Mr. Registrar, please. Oh, you are here already. I was just telling him that considering that he's just about to get on the 6th floor, that was very fast. This shows how fit you are. On behalf of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja branch, I present this award to you. Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubair Abubakar, President and Chairman of Council, the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, as guest of honor at the 3rd Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture, today, the 30th day of July, year 2025. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please, my organ, only one. Please, the registrar, you come back. Please, sir. Engineer K.A. Ali, FNSC MNI. Please, this is a presentation to the president of NSE. Why I'm calling the registrar back, it is very important because without him, his permission, I cannot be able to do what I'm doing. I'm a civil servant and I'm into engineering politics, and we know what it is. For somebody who is a civil servant and you now venture into a politics. So thank you very much. My registrar, you are going to accompany Engineer K. Ali here. So, Madam President.
Are we going to talk? No, it's we're giving to you now.
Yes, sir. All right, sir.
Okay. What can we say about our leader? The strong woman, the woman who broke the jinx. 65 years of recklessness, and he has brought peace. Peace that I can understand why she is unhappy that Mbanefo was not around, because he would have been the happiest person to see a lady becoming president of NSE. And not just a lady, a responsible lady. So on behalf of Engineer Mbanefo's branch, I wish to present this to you, not for anything, but for your good memory of our founding chairman and for always honoring any invitation that concerns him. We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Please, the front row, please join Madam President on this photograph. Please. Okay, you want it down? Okay. Okay. NCC, DG Nibri, Engineer Oricha, please. Engineer Azubair, the Vice President, please.
Thank you all very much. Congratulations to all who have received one appreciation or another. Can we please put our hands together for them? To all who have received one award for appreciation, we say thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, without taking much of your time, we'll now quickly go to goodwill messages / tributes. Please let us adhere to 2 minutes each. 2 minutes each for goodwill messages and tributes. To address us now for his goodwill message and tribute, I would like to invite our guest of honor, who is the President of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubair Abubakar, FNSE, FA Eng, ably represented here by the Registrar of Koren, Engineer Professor OAU Uche, FNSE. Let's put our hands together for him.
Madam President of Nigerian Society of Engineers, the woman of substantial substance, the past president of NSE, past president of Council for Regulation of Engineering, in the person of Engineer K.R. Lee, with a lot of appellation. So let me stop there. The Galadima of AMPA. Our mother, who happened to be the wife of our erudite mentor, who all we share in his dreams. And when we do normally come to the house with my friend, Engineer Erabu, in the night, he would take on long time to, advise us and guide us on a lot of things beyond engineering politics. Ma, you are welcome. I know you are strong. With the support of the children and grandchildren, you will remain strong in Jesus' name. I want to also thank the newest entrant in the engineering profession, our guest speaker, for a wonderful lecture delivered today. It is really thought-provoking. And I always say that our human capacity in Nigeria is top-notch. And if we continue to talk to one another without the actual enforcement and practice, will just be going around the circle. We want more implementation of all the thoughts and ideas, just like the guest speaker have said. I want to thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the opportunity to mount this pulpit, to just say a goodwill message on behalf of my president, the president and chairman in council of Koren. I want to extend our kind of felicitation to the chairman of Abuja branch of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Ahmed Kutigi, fondly called the striker, for all his good work in sustaining this laudable event. It have come as a public lecture, and now it's a memorial lecture. We continue to pray that it will continue to grow, bigger and bigger, so that we will use it to continue to remember our beloved late sage. I want to say this one is very apt. Next year, it will be more better. And I pray that we'll be alive to be part of it also. So I want to just say thank you for the privilege. Nigeria Council for Regulation of Engineering is in so front in ensuring that engineering practice in Nigeria is brought to the world stage, and everything is being done towards that. We need collaborative, people to ensure that we reach where we intend to do. And like I always say, we want to regulate engineering for shared prosperity for this country. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much, the Registrar of Koren. May I now invite for his goodwill message the Director General of the Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute, Engineer Professor Samson Duna, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Let's put our hands together for him, please.
MC is reminding me that I have 2 minutes. Madam President, let me align myself with the well-established protocol. My senior is here, my former chairman of Koren, chairman of NSE, Oga Kasim Ali. I doff my hat for you. I'm always there, very, very loyal. The speaker, who has done wonderfully well, let me use this opportunity to commend you for a wonderful paper. In all your presentation, Speaker, what I captured is that try an engineer in a political office you will never regret. When an engineer is in the aim of affairs, you see that things will be done well. You gave example of Singapore and others. And we've started well. The chairman of APC now is an engineer. We believe with this appointment is a sign of better things to come. Let me commend the organizers of this wonderful program, especially the wife of our late mentor, who has been there carrying the flag up, and the branch. I don't know about this branch. They said they are coming for a courtesy call to see the DG of NIBRI. I'm still waiting. I didn't see them up to now. Kutigi, you and your team, you said you are coming because Geri are still coming. Maitama branch is still there. Don't follow me today. I say, you said you are coming, Kutigi. I've been waiting for him and the entire branch to come. NIBRI, as an agency of the government, we are there, always available to give you all the support that you need. NIBRI is a research institute. What we do basically is to carry out research in the area of building and in the area of roads. We add value to experiments. We add value to where things are done. When building collapse, we identify what is the problem and what solution can be put in place. So NIBRI has been there and will continue to partner with all the professional bodies so that our infrastructure will be designed in line with standard specification so that our infrastructure to meet the test of time. Once again, I commend and congratulate this branch to have come up with a wonderful lecture series, and we are believing that next year the lecture series will be better. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. You know it's not easy to compel Professor Samson Duna to speak for 2 minutes. Well done. May I now invite for his goodwill message the representative of the Chief of Naval Staff, Commodore Mohammed Jibrila. Please come forward for his goodwill. Let's put our hands together for him.
The President, and I also like to stand on existing protocols. I was just telling the MC that he ambushed me because I didn't know I was going to come up. So on behalf of the officers and ratings of and civilian staff of the Nigerian Navy, I heartily felicitate with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch, on the occasion of this lecture, which is the 3rd memorial lecture organized in honor of the founding chairman, the late Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo. Once again, this lecture series has brought together engineers and other professionals from different parts of Nigeria to discuss topical national issues vital to improvements in the practice of engineering. Notably, as mentioned by our amiable guest lecturer, no nation can truly modernize without application of cutting-edge technology, and that is what this lecture series is all about. So once again, I congratulate the Abuja branch of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and I also felicitate with the family of late Engineer Aniweta on this memorable occasion. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Thank you all very much. You can now see that our Navy are fully prepared at all times. So it didn't look like an ambush. Ladies and gentlemen, may we now take the goodwill message from the representative of the Executive Secretary of the Federal Capital Development Authority, Engineer Richard Yunana Dauda, FNSE, ably represented by Engineer Chuks Ude, FNSE. Let's put our hands together for him.
The President, Nigerian Society of Engineers, it's a good day, and on behalf of my Executive Secretary, we wish to congratulate the Nigerian Society of Engineers. We are here because of Nwamo Nama. He retired in FCDA as a deputy director. On a personal level, he was an old boy. He attended CIC. I attended CIC. He has been hosting CIC till date. Even with his death, the wife still continued to host CIC. So we thank Nigerian Society of Engineers for this opportunity. And I want to believe that the Executive Secretary has sent something to you. Yeah, so on behalf of Nigerian Society, on behalf of the FCDA, we have sent a token in memory of Charles Mbanefo to NSE Abuja branch. Thank you, and God bless.
Please, a round of applause for FCDA. Please, I know he was pointing his hand to my side. That's the chairman. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now we'll have this stage decorated, and that will be from the CIC, College of Immaculate Conception. Let us make welcome to the stage the lead Mr. Obinna D. Obuagu Esquire is the Secretary, Abuja chapter, as they give us their goodwill message. CIC Old Boys.
Good afternoon, everybody. May I stand on existing protocols? We are standing here on behalf of CIC Old Boys Abuja chapter. Our president is unavailable, absent. He traveled, so he asked us to represent him. This has become an annual get-together for us because I think we are now part of NSE family Abuja. We have nothing to say but to express our gratitude for the opportunity to honor one of us who is our benefactor. Up till today, we still have our meetings in his house, and Madam has been very gracious. And there's nothing else we can do for him but to sing our school anthem for him. That's the best thing I think he would like for us to do for him. On this occasion, if you don't mind our voices, out of the shadows of the past we come to cheer you, boys of the old brigade of gallant CIC, and 1,000 voices ringing mighty chorus, boys of the old St. Mary's unto victory. Fearless and strong are the boys of St. Mary's College, glorious strong, loyal sons of the old white and blue, brave hearts and true, write their names in triumphant story. Onward march on, boys of CIC to glory. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I didn't know you have a choir group in your school. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our time is fast spent. May I now invite to talk to us, give us a remarks from the Mbanefo's family, Mrs. Elizabeth Mbanefo Egbuna. Let's put our hands together for her as she gives a remark on behalf of the Mbanefos.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our greetings to you, the President of NSE, Chairman of the Abuja branch, President of Koren, our able past presidents, Vice Presidents, and past Chairman, the Executive Secretary, and our distinguished fellows of the NSE, Dame Dr. Sally Adujoku Bolujoku, Engineer Shagaya, CIC Old Boys, Committee of Friends, and our dearest family who flew in from out of town. I am honored to stand before you today to express our heartfelt gratitude at the third Engineer Charles Mbanefo Lecture. we'd like to extend our sincere appreciation to each of you for your support and contributions. To the President of NSE, thank you for your continued support and leadership, which has been instrumental in shaping this profession. To the Chairman of the Abuja branch, thank you for your unwavering commitment to your profession, which serves as a beacon of excellence for us all. To the President of Koren, your presence here today means a lot to us, and we value the crucial role you play in regulating our industry. Special thanks to Dame Dr. Sally and Engineer Shagaya. Your contributions to this event are truly valued, and your expertise has added immense depth to this lecture. A special thank you to our friends of the family. Your presence and support is always invaluable to us. Thank you so much. And to our dearest family who flew in from out of town and those here, your love and support means the world to us. We are so grateful to have you here to celebrate this occasion with us. And we know that your presence is a testament to the strong bonds of family and love that sustains us all. To all of you, I say thank you for being part of this meaningful event. Thank you for honoring the legacy of Engineer Charles Mbanefo, a true pioneer in this field. May this lecture continue to inspire and motivate us to strive for excellence in our profession, just as Engineer Mbanefo did during his illustrious career. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Ms. Elizabeth Mbanefo Egbuna. On behalf of the family, may I invite the chairman to make a presentation. Please, can we have the representative of Engineer Lanre Shagaya, FNSE, to please come forward and receive this award.
Please, the President of Koren, ably represented by my registrar. Please, sir, you you have to do this for us, please. Thank you. Where is the mic? Where is the other mic?
On behalf of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch, we present in appreciation to the good work we are doing, Engineer Lanre Shagaya, Fellow of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Fellow of Academy of Engineering, OFR, for his immense support to third Engineer Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture. I do present.
Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We really do appreciate your time. Thank you for staying from start to finish. And as we approach the close of today's enlightening lecture, it is only fitting that we express our heartfelt appreciation to all who made this event a success. On that note, it is my singular honor and privilege to welcome for his vote of thanks the chairman of the 3rd Engineer Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture Committee, Engineer Chijioke Anyabolu, MNSE. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much. The chairman of this occasion, our own president, chairman and council NSE, Engineer Margaret Aina Guntala, the guest of honor, president of Koren, ably represented by the registrar, and I also thank our special guest lecturer, Dame Dr. Sally. Permit turn on the sitting protocol. It is my great honor and privilege to be here today, and I thank everyone in this auditorium for making our time to be here. As we honored our own very father, Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo. Without you being here today, this event would have been a success. And I also thank the chairman of NSE Abuja branch and the ESCO for giving us the privilege and opportunity to serve to ensure that this event came to pass. And I pray that God will see us all through. May I thank all the sponsors that supported us, the individuals, companies, and corporate bodies. When we called upon you, were able to sponsor us and support us financially and otherwise. Thank you very much. I also want to use this privilege to appeal and apologize. Maybe during the course of the event, you noticed any lapse. We can only do better. We pray that you just forgive us, and we hope to do better next time. So as we disperse today, I pray that God will see us through, that by this time next year, we shall be here for the 4th memorial lecture of Engineer Charles Aniweta Mbanefo. I also thank all the vendors that made this a success. Makeway Multimedia, we appreciate you. The BW&H Catering Services, we appreciate you. And the special Compared Short Brass Band, we thank you for coming. And all the press, news and print media, we thank you for coming. As we go today, may God see us through. Pray that this day will be a successful day for all of us. And as we go into the next month, August, we shall enter a new month in a grand style. God bless you all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please put our hands together for ourselves once more? And we really want to appreciate you and thank you for your time and for your patience. And especially, can you please display our online participants? Let's see them. Okay, to our online participants, we equally say thank you to you. It's not been easy. You've joined us. Please put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, we'll be drawing the curtain to a close on the 3rd Engineer Charles Mbanefo Memorial Lecture, the 15th in the series of the lectures. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please be upstanding as we close this event with the closing prayer and thereafter the national anthem. Okay, let's take the hymn before we close.
Page 44 of the program of event. God be with you till we meet again. The brass compatriot band, please. Page 44.
Let's recite the third stanza of the national anthem as our closing prayer. Together we pray, O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Amen. The national anthem. Thank you all very much. Now we shall have the photograph sessions. Madam President will lead in taking the photograph with members of the high table here present, and then we'll have our past branch chairman join us, and then we'll interchangeably have everyone take this photograph. Thank you. Okay, the family of the honoree, so please step forward as we take this photograph. We remain yours faithfully, Engineer. Okay, members of the family, please, you can come out and take this picture. Now we close the curtain here. Yours faithfully.
My name is Faith Oche. Thank you very much for staying through till the end. We sincerely appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Engineer Faith Oche.
Thank you.
I remain Engineer Emmanuel Ejika, MNSE. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.